What's going on, guys? So today, back Yukon, we got the parts Tahoe over here. Go over some things with you. So, parts Tahoe. Got a good rear end in it. Good leaf springs, which I need the leaf springs for the Yukon. Well, I started doing some digging, looking around at the RPO codes in the glove box, and this actually has a GT4 and a G80 rear end. GT4 means it's 373 gears. G80 means it's the traction lock rear end. That's what that's supposed to have in it. But when I blew that one up, the only thing we had was a 373 open diff. So that's what's in it right now. So, since I have to drop the leaf spring, or the rear end to do the leaf springs, then we're just going to go ahead and swap the whole fucking rear end too. Put the correct rear end back in the Yukon. So, this doesn't have a engine or transmission. So realistically, it should just be a couple brake lines, 8 U-bolts, 4 on each side. Well, actually 2 U-bolts on each side, but 4 nuts. And realistically, this rear end should be dropping out of here. So, there's no drive shaft, there's nothing like that we have to worry about. So I've got my buddy Jack over here, which he's just kind of left us to use because, you know, he needs it when he needs it. And so he's let us use it for a while. We've actually been using it for a little while, multiple different projects. So we're gonna go ahead and get this bitch up in the air. Got some jack stands and stuff too. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get this lifted up in the air. I'm gonna just go off the pumpkin, lift it up, get it up in the air, and then put the jack stands under that. In fact, I should probably go grab a couple chunks of wood that I have over in my truck and help hold this thing up so we can get the jacksel dropped out. Alright. So I actually changed a fuel pump in this Yukon too yesterday. I got one off Amazon and I ordered it 2 weeks ago and it finally showed up yesterday. It's a Bosch. Not some stupid ass fucking cheap part store brand. So, oh, maybe not. We'll see how she does. Let's go grab this wood. Alright, we made it over here. Of course we did. It's only a little, it's in the same damn storage area. So look at these. I really don't know what I'm gonna need. So I guess we're just gonna take it all. Fucking lake. I gotta probably drill some holes in that. Shitty thing is, I'm gonna have to do it off to the side because, you know, I have that fucking plate right in here covering the fuel pump. So, I want to do my best not to get water in the tank. I've got to find some way to divert that away from it as far as I can without causing any issues to me. In fact, you know what? While we're here, we should probably do a cold start on this. Alright, sitting in the truck. Keep in mind, the starter's a little fucked. So yeah, fire died up. needs a little work, but hell yeah. Getting this bedside all primed up, ready to paint. Haven't really touched this side at all, but yeah, let's get going and get this fucking rear axle and leaf springs dropped. Hey, you know, another thing I just noticed I could use. That piece is missing. Oh, and it's missing there. And that was broke. And if I decide to, the Tahoe over there, the parts Tahoe, has all the parts I need to fix that. So, let's go over there and get this damn rear axle dropped. Alright, so we're back over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, this is going to have to be a part 2 video. So we'll just end it here in a minute. And we'll start the next video right off the bat of us working on it. So, the other thing is, though, I want to show you guys kind of what I'm getting out of here. I need the seat. So, mine, this middle seat belt's completely cut out. And then right here, this whole section right here is all ripped up. And this is actually broke. It's just this, well, the latch. There's no, I'll show you on mine real quick. Yeah, it's just a fucking mess right now. It's in storage for however long, guys. So, there's that. It's ripped. The whole seat's ripped. And then there's the seat belt. So, I am going to be cleaning this out soon. I've just been storing shit in there because I can't drive right now. Which is a perfect time to just start fixing shit up on it. So, I mean, there's not much of an interior in this, but there is. In fact, the rear barn doors, not officially yet, but they might actually be sold. Austin needs them for his Tahoe and kind of come up with a price, agreed upon a price. So, he's supposed to come today sometime and look at them. This ass is still probably in bed, knowing him. The windshield, the steering wheel, maybe these quarters. If you guys look, that's my quarters. Back down there, rusted out. So I've been thinking about these quarters. The only problem is I am fine with cutting them. I am 100% fine with cutting them off the Bart's Tahoe. The problem is cutting them off the Yukon. Because what if I fuck it up? To the point where it's fucked up. So, I don't know if I'm going to go ahead and do that just yet. I will be cutting them out of there. But I'm thinking I want to get a little bit better at welding before I start cutting my shit apart. So, yep, there's plenty of parts here. And again, in another later video, I'm going to go over a full list of what I already plan on using for it. Rear bumper, rear diff, leaf springs, steering wheel, shit like that. Let's go ahead and get this jack under this Parts Tahoe. And get it lifted up in the air, get these tires off. And get this fucking rear end dropped so I get the leaf springs out. Alright, so this jack stands I guess I need to put them under here. Oh yeah, I've got shocks to unhook too, of course, but leaf springs look good. So these are probably gonna snap, these U-bolts. And to be honest with you, here's the plan with this truck. So, as you guys know, blew up the rear diff in that one a little while ago. So, over here in this trash pile of shit, I actually have the original blown up rear diff out of the Yukon. So, what I'm going to do, and I know I'm going to snap the fucking U-bolts and not be able to put it in yet, but eventually, that blown up rear diff is going to be put back in the parts Tahoe so that I can at least move it around. Like I said, there's no engine, no trans, but it would be nice if it'll roll. So eventually that fucked up rear diff is going to go in there. And then the open diff that's in the Yukon, it's still a good diff. So it's just going to be an extra diff in case we need it, which we do because we have a part Suburban, 2 part Suburbans up in Duchesne, and neither one of them, in fact, the one is actually where this diff came from. So when it comes to time to move them, we're gonna need a rear diff. So we've got them. They both have leaf springs on them. Suburban leaf springs are different though, because the Suburban's longer wheelbase and everything. The spring perches are in different locations because they're a longer spring. So it has to be a Tahoe leaf spring to fit that. So that's what we're doing. So now that's in the air, we're just gonna start fucking around and getting shit done. Alright guys, shit's about to get redneck. Gotta go grab the generator on my truck. But I don't have any cutoff wheels, right? But I do have, see, grinding wheel, right? It's not gonna do it. But I forgot. Now that shit's falling everywhere off the tire here. I have a 7-inch cutoff wheel. So, love it. Alright. So, grab this fucking generator out of my truck. What in the fuck is that? Oh, that's for the gooseneck hitch. The fucking, that was in the other bed. The gooseneck and 5th wheel hitch is for the trailer lights. So yeah, grab Old Smoky here. That some bitch burns more oil than gas, but it works. So we're gonna grab it and take it back over there. Got some fucking e-brake on. Alright, got her on. But I did find cutoff wheel. I think it was on my grinder. I took it off and I put the grinding wheel on it. So it might work actually. We're gonna go real slow because that generator is just hanging on for dear life basically. So if it falls off, it's fucked. And it ain't mine. My dad's. So want to be very easy with it. Alright. So I guess I'm just gonna hook the generator up. I don't have an extension cord, so I'm gonna have to drag that generator around with me. Because the cord on the grinder is not the longest. We're just gonna cut the fucking line, the cable where it goes into here, on both sides, and then I do have to, once I put jack stands under it, I do have to unhook a couple things as far as I think it mounts right here and stuff and whatnot, and then I have to undo the shock and the sway bar off of it, and then we should be good just to undo some U-bolts. And honestly, I would like to just undo the U-bolts. However, they're most likely going to snap. And to be honest with you, if they do, or if they try to, we're cutting them fuckers too. Alright guys, well, got one side cut off, and made like a popping noise when I did that. And that reminded me, the fucking e-brake was set. So, it's off now, so I can cut the other side. I don't even know how I pulled this side off of the drum with the e-brake set. Obviously, the brakes probably need to be adjusted, but it's off now. I might have some issues with that side later as far as brakes and whatnot go, but fuck it. Good enough. Let's get this side cut. That bitch smokes. Now, she's off. I just gotta pull it from the other side that thing's mounted. Okay. And then I guess we'll get some jack stands under this, under the middle, or because the jack's under the middle. Get some jack stands under it, and yeah, we gotta pull this e-brake cable off the axle here. Even though it's cut, it's still connected here. Shocks, sway bar, which actually can't tell from camera. Let's see, bushings might be shot, so whatever. So yeah, e-brake cable, the shocks, sway bar, and then I do believe U-bolts. Let's get to it. Okay, so I got it out, and then we got to come over to this side. There's a little piece right here, and I believe you can just shove this in there. Maybe I ought to grab my fucking pry bar, but you shove it in there, bend it out a little bit, or a lot, and then you pull the fucking line out of it. The line's off the axle, so now it's just shocks, and that fucking sway bar. And then I did soak the U-bolts with some PB Blaster, and mid doing that, it's still full. It's a brand new fucking thing. It's fucked up. So, we'll see what we can do. Got an impact and shit like that, so if we can get it off, great. If we can get these U-bolts off, great. If not, we're cutting them. Well, that works too. So, I was bending that piece out to get, this off. And, yeah, no, the weld snapped. It snapped clean off. So, that's good. At least, fucking e-brake's out of the way. So now, shocks, sway bar. Alright, 15 mil for the sway bar. Alright, nuts are out on both sides. Persuasion. Yeah, them bitches are stuck in there. I got it to that far. And, yeah, that's it. So, try the other side. Yep, that one don't want to move either. So, I'm going to try something. I'm going to get the socket and impact on the back of it. Let's see if it'll twist itself. Yep. Worked on this side. Time to go to the other side. Well, that's a problem. Fuel tank's in the way. Can't even get the impact on it. Well, I know what I'm going to do, but I'm going to do it later. I'm just going to pull the sway bar off the rear axle, and that way it'll just drop without, the rear axle. So I think what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to, I'm going to put this wood in there. Got the tires under it. So I'm going to put a chunk of wood on each side just to hold it up. And that way, extra safety, because I'm going to actually end up having to crawl under it now and fuck through some shit, so do it. Alright, not perfect, but both sides, it's under there. No, it's not even touching, but close enough. I'm going to get the shocks, and this side can move, so we'll figure it out. Oh shit, I have to undo the other side to get this to move. So, we'll just do the shocks and call it a day. No, just kidding. We're not calling it a day yet. Call it a day with this bullshit and start doing some fucking U-bolts. Yeah. Alright, 18 mil for the shocks. Alright, got those off. So now the next steps, I guess, is brake lines. Which, if you look, brake lines are good. They're just connected to the axle. But we have these brake hoses, and so far every single bolt is fighting me. So really, when it comes to these U-bolts, I don't have any. I don't have very good. I don't have a very good. I don't think they're gonna come out. But whatever, we're gonna try anyway. So with these brake hoses, I'm just gonna fucking cut them. The lines themselves are still good. We'll fuck with them when I get it out of the vehicle. Especially where I don't have any PB blaster right now, since it's not working. I'm sure the fuck not gonna try to do them right now. So I'm just gonna cut the lines off of the junction box. And normally I just pull the junction box, pull the lines, whatnot. I'm not even gonna try to pull the lines. So I'm just gonna cut the hoses. And then I think we're ready for some U-bolts. Well, obviously, needles ain't gonna cut through it, but I forgot I had these. Okay, brake lines are cut, and I just kept beating the living fuck out of this, and it came loose. Guys, U-bolts. This axle should be out. Alright, so we're gonna start on this side, closest to the road and stuff. Couple reasons. More room, sunnier, and if this bitch falls on me and I die, at least somebody can see me. Alright, see what size we got, because I don't remember. Nope, not a 19. 21. I knew it. I just tried, and the impact is not even turning any of them. So, I have a choice to make. I can either find like a breaker bar, ratchet, and the jack handle really is what I'm going to end up using because I don't have a breaker bar. And try to loosen these that way. I'll probably snap the fucking U-bolts anyway. Or cut them. I would like to try to I'm not going to be able to reuse these, I know for a fact, because we had to cut them off the Suburban that I pulled that rear end out of that's in the Yukon now. And then I had to cut those ones in the Yukon to pull the fucked off one out. And so I ended up having to replace the U-bolts. So I don't know what the fuck makes me think I can get these out. I'm sure the fuck not going to, so I think we're just going to cut them. And I didn't realize we're 9 minutes into this video, so. Yep. I guess there is going to be a part 3. Well. Both of them. She's out. Sitting on some jack stands. So now I got to figure out something. I'll probably go off the bumper. But I got to figure out something to put in there so I can lift this body off the axle. I did mine completely different. When I did mine, I actually dropped this bitch all the way on the ground and then lifted the body off of it. But yeah, it's not gonna happen right now. It's on jack stands, the jack stands are holding it up and shit. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. I think the only thing holding this together now is jack stands, and then obviously it's, you know, up in there, the leaf springs. So, well, to be honest, that was fucking easier than I thought. So, I lifted it up with this, and it was all the way up, maxed out, not working. So, I said fuck it, lifted it from the axle again, pulled the jack stands out, lowered the jack, caught on there, and the fucking axle came out. So, now, to drag this sumbitch out of there. Well, just like this, guys. She's out. Now, these fucking leaf springs. Nothing to bolt there. Nothing to bolt there. And they'll be out. I just threw this on here. And, you know, actually pretty much lines up. Maybe we'll have to make some brackets, throw that on the old Yukon. I am going to go, when I leave, to go do some things. Stop at the house before I come back. And I'll probably grab an extra set of wheels that I have there. I actually have a bunch of sets. Or a set over here. Only one of them has air in it though. So I know there's some at the house that actually hold air. That way it makes that rear end a little bit easier to roll around. Well, guys, had to drop the fuel tank to get the other side out, but leaf springs are out on both sides, rear axle's out, everything's good. So we'll have to find some time. Nice thing with dropping the fuel tank on this one, it's the parts truck. Honestly, I didn't give a shit. I just ripped everything out. But you have to drop the fuel tank to get to the front shackle bolt on the other side to get the leaf spring out. I'm not fucking breaking shit off of mine. So, obviously, I'll take a little bit longer to drop the tank. But I think I might do that one a little differently. seeing how easy it was to pull the leaf springs, the bolts out of them, I might just drop the tank and pull the leaf springs out and leave them connected to the rear diff, and then change everything over once I get it out. So I don't know. We'll see. I got some stuff to do, so I've got to start cleaning up because I got to leave here in about 10 minutes. So yeah.